Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. Looking at this, you must be wondering why am I talking about attending a yoga class? Now, the interesting part is, and this is really interesting, this is from my book for essays for ISC class 11 and 12. This is a narrative essay, essay number 6 of the narrative essay section. The interesting part is that the same topic, word by word, was in the pre-board examination paper of ISC class 12 of a school, also of ICSE class 9 of a school. The same topic. So obviously it means two things. One, the topics that have been included in this book, okay, and my experience has also been the same with my earlier book for ICSE class 9 and 10. Essays from this book are being read by teachers in different schools, which is why the same topics are being given in your pre-board examination papers. Point number two, it shows that teachers consider this of quality, which is why they see this as a reference point for you to emulate, right? So we are pretty much on the right track, which is why I say this book is your passport to high marks as far as essays is concerned for ISC class 11 and 12. Even ICSE class 9 and 10 students should definitely buy this book because this will be useful if you are planning to continue in ISC. Otherwise, for class 9 and 10, this book is there in any case with 72 essays and 28 letters. This has 60 essays. So I really believe this is a storehouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the essay that I wrote. And you see that the atmosphere I have created because it's about a yoga class. Now, the moment you say yoga, you need to think during those 15 minutes that you get of reading time. When you see yoga, irrespective of whether in class 9, 10, 11 or 12, okay, this applies for everyone. When you hear the word yoga, and this will apply to anything, it could be a sports meet, it could be a parent teachers meeting, it could be I accompanied my father who is a lawyer to the court. That can be an interesting descriptive essay topic, right? I can come up with, right now I can come up with 25 different topics. Okay, why? Because I'm used to a world outside the classroom. My world is not this classroom. I'm used to a world outside the classroom, so I meet different kinds of people, and that gives me different kinds of experiences, and that gives me the opportunity to make up topics like this, which can kind of test your ability to articulate. Now, the moment you hear yoga, you read the word yoga class, during those 15 minutes, think about, okay, what is the atmosphere that I need to create? What are the kind of words that I need to use in that particular essay so that my essay looks better than the other students who are also writing the same topic, okay, attempting the same narrative essay. So here it says you were compelled. Compelled is an important word. That means you were forced by your parents to attend the yoga class. So that element, why were you compelled? You need to explain why you were compelled. So it's important. By your parents to join a yoga class, narrate what happened on the first day. You need to talk only about the first day. Now, this is a topic which I had given to my students also as part of the Ashwin course. Okay. And some of the students made the mistake of talking in general about how yoga helped them over a period of time. No, here it says on the first day. So you are going to talk about only what happened on the first day. So always when you read the topic in the first 15 minutes of reading time, ensure that you mark the key words there. कि किस पर focus करना है. Compelled, first day of the yoga class, and how you coped with it. That how did you adjust with it? What was your experience? Now, I can tell you one thing that you need to bear in mind when you're writing a narrative essay, and this book has a whole list of do's and don'ts, a whole list of do's and don'ts, and that's why I say ICSE class 10 students should buy this book. दूसरी book में भी है, but इसमें if you see right at the beginning, what I have done is to give you a list of questions and answers. Okay, there are frequently asked questions, and here I have written as many as 17 questions ke answers. Whatever I thought that you could ask, I have written out here. Apart from that, before every essay section, there is a thing about what you need to bear in mind. So These are the things that I've told you in brief. There are more points which you would get if you read the book. So let's go through that. I was not willing. It's a first person account, right? I was not willing to join the yoga class. And that's why you were compelled, obviously, right? I was certainly not amused. He said, I wasn't very happy with the idea of joining the yoga class when my parents tried to make their decision sound better by telling me it was my birthday gift. It's very amusing. The moment you read the first paragraph, you're sure to bring a smile to the examiner's face. You're almost making it a little fun. That the way it happens in families, your mom will say, but beta, this is your birthday gift that you will join the yoga class. We have paid this amount of money to the yoga teacher, to the yoga class people, that you will join. So this is your birthday gift. So you come under that kind of a emotional pressure, right? तो क्या बोलते हैं? Emotional अत्याचार. So when the Monday morning arrived, Monday morning arrived. What are you doing? Personification. You're personifying the morning. So you're using what? A literary device that makes your essay sound that much better, right? It's not enough to just know the poetic or the literary devices, the way it has been used in your poetry and prose. If you can use it in your writing, even better. So when the Monday morning arrived, I hesitantly, so it shows a sense of reluctance, compelled reluctance. You need to hammer that point out here. The yoga studio, it's called a studio generally. The upmarket yoga classes are called studio. They're not called yoga class, essentially. I was in for a pleasant surprise, a serene ambience. Now you see, I have not used the word atmosphere. Atmosphere is to geography. Ambience is the entire setting, which includes a sense of sight, of smell, and what you see. The whole, you feel that atmosphere. Greeted me with soft instrumental music playing in the background. Now here what I have done is, now I don't attend yoga. My mother knows very good yoga, I don't. But what I have done is, I have attended classes of Sadhguru of Isha Foundation. So when you would go to the class, and the yoga thing is part of their inner engineering course, which I have attended, there is soft instrumental music playing. So the whole atmosphere is very soothing. So you go in there and you just sit with your eyes closed for a few moments before the session starts. So I've used that input to bring it here, right? It's all imaginative. I have not attended a yoga class, so I don't know. But what I have done is to use my imagination, and that's what you need to do. With soft instrumental music playing in the background and the scent of camphor wafting through the air. Now you see, I've used the word like wafting. It's not saying the smell was good. Use better language, especially if you're in class 11 and 12, to impress the examiner. And these are not, don't say, oh, bade hi-fi vocabulary. Some student wrote, vocabulary is very hi-fi. No. Vocabulary is hi-fi only till such moment that you do not know how to use the word. The moment you know how to use the word, it becomes part of your vocabulary. You have owned it. And that's what I want you to do. That's why I keep saying, read books like this so that your quality of writing improves. One of my friends who is a writer and former colleague of mine, she writes very well. She keeps telling me, Sudhir, I'm a writer, but I can become better at writing only when I read quality material. That is like nutrition for my mind. That's the phrase she uses. That is nutrition for my mind, reading quality material. So she keeps on. She's a voracious reader. And that's what she says. Reading quality material is nutrition for my mind. And that's what you also need to do. It was as if the early morning air was whispering promises of peace and self-discovery. Use the thing, again, personification, whispering. The morning was whispering. Okay, it had arrived and now it was whispering of self-discovery with yoga as the medium. So through yoga, I am going to discover myself. I've already emphasized that I was a reluctant person, which is why my parents had compelled me to join the yoga class. However, my inner skeptic believed, skeptic means doubtful. I'm skeptic about, what will happen. मुझे नहीं लगता इससे मुझे कोई फायदा होगा. Believe that this would only be a temporary situation. I was sure, I'm not going to continue in this. So you need to emphasize that reluctance. and I would soon find myself back on the sofa in front of the TV in my living room. That's my abode. That's where I stay. So I would be soon back there. That's what I. So what you're doing, you're introducing very subtle humor into the essay. Works very well in a narrative essay. That when or in an original story, that when you introduce humor, when you use humor, even better, अगर आप अपने आप का मजाक उड़ाएं, if you poke fun of yourself, even better. That works better, because if you poke fun of someone else, that may come across as a little insensitive. So if you make fun of yourself, always the best thing to do. I was not prepared for the unexpected type of yoga instructor I would receive. Now I thought, hoga koi, that kind of thing. But Guru Lakshman was a surprise, because he was a wise and gentle soul. He guided me along with the 9 other debutants, meaning there were 9 other people for whom also it was their first class, right? So I was not the only one. There were 9 other people for whom who had also joined on the same day. Through a series of introductory poses, I felt uncomfortable and self-aware. Means, I was very conscious. You can use the word conscious also. As I twisted my body into unimaginable shapes, my knees, my thighs, my shoulders groaned. Personification works very well. Under the pressure of performance, as the different postures challenged every body part, my muscles protested personification, and my balance faltered. I felt envious of those who were effortlessly performing the movements. However, as the class progressed, my initial discomfort began to transform into a curious acceptance. So now it is changing. So midway in the essay, after having established that I was very reluctant, I was not comfortable, I could not do the yoga asanas, etc., in the middle of the essay, I am changing the tone a bit, that I am beginning to transform a bit. It's your wish. You could end the essay saying that मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं आया, मैं कल से नहीं जाऊंगा, भाड़ में जाए पैसे दिए तो, I don't care. You can have that approach also, but my approach is of a more positive sense. Okay. The instructor's soothing voice encouraged us to focus on our breathing, which is very integral to yoga. To let go of external distractions, don't let your mind wander, and to be present in the moment. Present in the moment is again a phrase which is used, that you be in the present. Don't think about the past, jo ho gaya. Don't think about the past, fret over the past. Don't worry about the future. Think about the present. Tell your mind to mind its own business. Now, where have I got this line from? As I said, I don't know any Guru Lakshman. This is my own line. And if you ask my students of previous batches, they will tell you this is one of my favorite lines. Tell your mind to mind its own business. Okay, so just to kind of create a sense of humor, he joked as he spoke about the tough task of keeping our mind and the many thoughts under control. As time passed, I found myself concentrating better, enjoying the connection between my mind and the body. So now there has been a transformation. The final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Now here, because it is not an English word, so you put it in single quotes. It could be SH also, without H also, it works. Which required us, now you need to explain, because using a non-English term, which required us lying on our back, eyes closed, was like meditation. The calmness and the inner peace were welcoming. I realized that yoga was an individual journey to understand oneself better. Okay, so you kind of now explain to the reader that this is what I was experiencing at that precise moment. The experience in the yoga studio was eye-opening. I developed a newfound appreciation for something I once approached with caution. It made my mind and my body sink together in a new rhythm. I was no longer a skeptic and had become a seeker. So you see the ending. The ending has a tone of peace with it. Now I've become a seeker. Now I'm going to seek yoga much more. So this was my experience of the first day. This is the kind of essay that you need to write in order to score really high marks. As I said, this book is your passport to scoring high. And if you score that high in composition, the teachers generally ignore, even if you're directed writing or proposal writing or your letter or email notice, itna badhiya bhi nahi chahiye. Essay is at the heart of your essay and grammar, which is why these two things we really focus on grammar, 15-20 marks, do the grammar test, which is original stuff on the app, and buy these two books so that you can do better in composition. Trust me, it will really help, because you need to get into that rhythm of writing. It's like yoga. Unless you practice writing, unless you read quality material, you will write ordinary stuff. फिर उसके बाद आपके 11-12 out of 20 ही आएंगे. अगर आप उससे खुश हैं तो no problem. But if you are aiming to get a 17, 18, 19 out of 20, you need to invest in the right resources. So do that. We don't have much time. We're already mid-December. We just have another 2 months for the exams to start. So if you don't get serious now, it will be just too late. So this book can be ordered on Amazon or Flipkart. This book can be ordered on the Study with Sudhir app. So this is what I would suggest. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th students, I would recommend this book very strongly. 9th and 10th students, this book, because iske abhi 160 odd copies hi baki hain. So you wouldn't get it beyond January for sure. January ke baad tak nahi milega. I mean, I don't know whether I don't think I'm printing any more copies. That's pretty much for sure. Okay. So with this, I just want to give you an idea about what kind of essays to write. I will do one more on argumentative, on one-word essays for 11th and 12th, so that you get an idea about what to expect in an essay of this sort. So thank you very much for watching. God bless you. Get serious, because nahi to gaadi chhut jayegi. Tata, bye bye. Namaskar.